Yeah, in continuation, last session we have created a connected app, right? So now we have followed a couple of steps, right? Created certificate, downloaded that certificate. We have created a permission set which we need a later point of view in the journey. Then we went to target org where we created connected app. We saw a lot of important pointers there, how to define policies, what are the settings we need to do for jot authentication or jot integration using OAuth 2.0. While you have created the connected app, you just need to remember you need to copy the keys, right? The consumer key and secret. How to do that? It's like you go to that connected app. This is the button where in the settings you can navigate. Click on that button and it will ask for you the authentication or two-factor authentication, and then you can copy the consumer key. Okay, that we'll need in the journey at later point in time. Okay, once this is done, the next step is creating a user. For creating that server account or that user, right, we need to create a profile first. So if I go to profiles, we need to create a profile which we'll be using. Okay, and we know the thumb rule, right? Whenever we are creating a profile, if it is for a user, we just go and clone the minimum access profile. So this is uh, the profile which I created. I cloned it from the minimum access profile, this minimum access Salesforce. Okay, I have given no accesses, just I have defined some IP restrictions, password policies, session settings. All those things you need to configure in the profile. Okay, apart from that, you don't need to give any other details or information. Okay, so this is our profile that we are going to use with our user. Okay, whatever server account or user you are going to we are going to create. So for creating user, we just need to navigate to users, and here you need to create a new user, and that new user has to be of license Salesforce, right? So this is the new user which I created for this demo purpose. Remember, we are into the target org, right? So this user will be used, right? Or this server account, we are not going to use anything other than the username, right? We are not going to use the password in this case, and this user will be used from the source org to, you know uh, to configure all those external credentials, and then source org can make call to the target org, that is this org, and get the data from this org. Okay, so now here if you see, I have selected the profile that I created. Okay, remember you need to enable this Salesforce CRM content user checkbox for this purpose. Okay, and when you create this user, don't need to enable that send email when the user is created, because we don't want to share, or we don't want to create even the password for this user, right? We don't want to do anything. This will be a secure user which is treated as a server account. Okay, so once this is done, so we are through with these steps, right? Now what all we have is, like, we have server account or service account, we have a profile, connected app, right? If you need to give a specific access to this user or the service account, you can, create a permission set and assign that permission set to that service account. Okay, so now we are halfway through this. Now the important part is creating external credentials, right? Because many of us, what we do is generally we go by apex code, and there we store the this consumer secret and all detailed information into the custom metadata, which is a risk. So instead of doing that, it's always recommended that you should use a name credential or external credential, and using that you can do that integrations. So we'll see that in the next video. Okay, where there we'll talk about external credential and name credential, and then we should be able to do that testing, how we are able to connect from source org to target org. Thank you.